ATVs are an important part of outdoor life for many Saskatchewan residents. They are fun to ride, have practical uses, and can get you places that you otherwise might not be able to access. ATVs are used throughout Saskatchewan for transportation, recreation, and occupation-related activities. ATVs are powerful machines that deserve an operator's complete attention. When you are driving an ATV, you are driving a motor vehicle that you need to operate safely. For ATV-related injuries in Canada, residential areas and private homes are most often indicated as the location at the time of injury, followed by roads and highways and recreational areas. An ATV-related injury can occur in any one of these settings, and appropriate safety behaviors must always be followed. This presentation shares information on ATV-related injuries, laws, safety tips, and issues related to ATV safety for all ages. This presentation was developed by the Child Injury Prevention Program at the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute, in collaboration with the Acquired Brain Injury Partnership Project, otherwise known as ABI, a partnership between the Ministry of Health and Saskatchewan Government Insurance, otherwise known as SGI. The Saskatchewan Prevention Institute is a provincial nonprofit organization that strives to reduce the occurrence of disabling conditions in children. The Saskatchewan Prevention Institute provides information, training, and resources based on current best evidence. The slogan, "Our goal is healthy children," guides the Prevention Institute's work. The Prevention Institute believes that children of all abilities have the right to the best physical, social, and emotional health possible. All-terrain vehicles are motorized off-highway vehicles designed for use on unprepared surfaces, such as dirt, grass, or gravel. An ATV has a seat designed to be straddled by the operator and handlebars for steering control. ATVs are most often intended by the manufacturer for use by a single operator and no passenger. Some ATVs are equipped with a designated seating position behind the operator, or others with the passenger position beside the operator, for example, on a side-by-side. The term ATV includes quads, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, off-road utility vehicles, and utility terrain vehicles, or UTVs. Golf carts and snowmobiles are not considered ATVs in Saskatchewan, and they have different rules and regulations. Injuries remain a leading cause of death, disability, and years of life lost in Canada. ATV use has resulted in devastating injuries and death to Saskatchewan residents. These injuries span across all geographic locations and age groups, including seniors and toddlers. In Saskatchewan, in 2015, there were 9 ATV-related deaths. There were 5 ATV-related deaths in 2016, 5 in 2017, and 2 in 2018. The number of injury-related hospitalizations is much larger. For example, Athabasca Health Authority reported 41 injuries related to ATVs and snowmobiles between January 2019 and September 2020. This gives you a picture of the extent of serious ATV-related injuries from one area of the province. This number does not include emergency room visits, those that were treated at home, and fatal injuries. For Saskatchewan children and youth, ATV-related injuries were the 9th leading cause, resulting in hospitalization between 2004 and 2013, with an average of 48 hospitalizations per year. For Saskatchewan children and youth, ATV-related injuries were the 9th leading cause of injury resulting in hospitalization between 2004 and 2013, with an average of 48 hospitalizations per year. A person who is involved in an ATV crash can suffer lifelong, disabling, or fatal injuries. It is vital to prevent ATV-related injuries. People hospitalized with ATV-related injuries often suffer from multiple injuries. Fractures are the most common ATV-related injury and most often occur to the upper and lower extremities. Other ATV-related injuries include head and neck injuries and injuries to the internal organs. Between 2004 and 2013, 20% of ATV-related hospitalizations for Saskatchewan children and youth were head and neck injuries. ATV-related injuries can result in extended recovery times and hospital stays, increased rehabilitation requirements and at-home services, lifelong disability, and death. ATVs are heavy vehicles that are capable of great speeds. There are limited safety measures on an ATV to prevent injury and death. Therefore, drivers of an ATV must have the necessary skills and take precautions to ensure they avoid hazards while riding an ATV. Contributing factors to injuries include vehicle factors such as mechanical failure, seatbelts, environmental factors such as terrain, livestock unpredictability, and obstacles, driver factors such as speed, multitasking, reacting automatically to situations, and helmet use. ATVs are intended to travel over uneven and rough terrain. However, doing so at excessive speeds can cause an ATV to roll over or tip. Many ATV-related injuries occur when a rider loses control of the vehicle, resulting in falls off the ATV rolling, and the ATV colliding with an object. Injuries can also occur when the rider contacts the ground, a tree, or another person, after falling off the ATV, or when the ATV lands on the rider. Crush protection devices and restrictions on where to ride an ATV are 2 additional measures that could reduce the likelihood of injury. Because of their design, size, and speed, ATVs require considerable strength, balance, coordination, and cognitive ability to safely drive. ATVs are not toys. Children do not possess the physical development to safely drive an ATV or the cognitive ability to react to potentially dangerous situations. Considering the high risk of injuries to children and youth when operating ATVs, the Canadian Pediatric Society recommends that children and youth younger than 16 years of age should not operate an ATV. The Canadian ATV industry recommends that ATVs designed for children and youth come with factory set maximum speeds and carry warning labels explicitly indicating the age limit for use, the need for mandatory adult supervision, and a warning that operation of ATVs by children under the designated age limit increases their risk of severe injury or death. There is a lack of evidence in the research that youth-sized ATVs reduce the risk of injury. Youth-sized ATVs are smaller in size and reach slower speeds than a regular ATV, but this does not mean they are without risk. Age-appropriate ATVs may weigh up to 90 kilograms or 200 pounds and reach speeds of 50 kilometers an hour or 30 miles per hour. Age-appropriate ATVs may still reach speeds that a youth cannot be expected to understand or react to, and weigh more than a youth can physically control, particularly at these speeds. Youth do not possess the abilities to safely control an ATV of this size. This is why the Canadian Pediatric Society recommends no ATV use for children and youth under the age of 16. Whether using an ATV for work or recreational purposes, the first thing that needs to be top of mind is safety. What can be done differently to prevent ATV-related injuries? Some factors that can be changed to reduce ATV-related injuries include rider training, keeping ATVs in good working order, following the rules of the road, wearing protective gear, knowing and making proper precautions, operating the ATV safely. For example, not attempting tricky maneuvers, following the speed limit, and avoiding roads and streets when driving, except to cross the road or go around obstacles. Not riding with a passenger unless your ATV is designed for more than one rider. Not using alcohol or drugs before or while riding. Remaining in control always and paying attention to the elements, fellow drivers, and pedestrians. We will explore all of these in more detail in the coming slides. When operating ATVs, drive with due care and attention. Travel in the same direction as traffic. Keep to the right when approaching other vehicles. Pass other vehicles on the left. Maintain a safe following distance. Yield to vehicles on your right and pedestrians. Signal turns when required. Stop for police. Maintain at least 2-meter distance from the edge of the road. Obey trail rules. When crossing a road, bring the ATV to a complete stop. When crossing a road, all passengers must dismount the ATV. Cross the road by the most direct route. When operating an ATV, do not drive at an unsafe speed or over the speed limit. Do not drive in a highway median that is less than 50 meters in width. Do not drive at night if the headlights or rear lights are not working. Do not disturb, injure, or kill wildlife. And do not drive animals or birds towards hunters.
ATV riding safety gear. Safety gear includes an approved helmet, eye protection, and protective clothing. A full-face DOT-approved off-road helmet is preferred. If the helmet is not full-faced, then use off-road goggles in addition to your helmet. Clothing includes riding gloves, long sleeve shirt, long pants, and over-the-ankle riding boots. Protective clothing is necessary to protect your skin from cuts, scrapes, and punctures. For recreational riders, off-road pants with knee pads and chest and shoulder protectors are recommended. Approved ATV helmets. Always wear a helmet that is approved for use when riding an ATV in Canada. Approved ATV helmets are certified by DOT or SNEL. Did you know that DOT symbols need to appear on the outer surface of the helmet in a color that contrasts with the background color of the helmet? Even a quick trip to check the field or to visit neighbors can result in a disabling or fatal injury if safety behaviors are not followed. A brain injury can result in lifelong disabilities and affect physical functions such as speech, fine and gross motor control, as well as alter individuals' personality, memory, and emotions. A helmet reduces the risk of brain injury in the event of a crash. There are different types of helmets available for use. Helmets that provide eye and face protection should be considered for use when riding an ATV. A full face helmet provides additional protection for the face, eyes, mouth, and chin. An open face helmet provides no additional protection for the face or eyes. If an open face helmet is worn when riding an ATV, an additional eye protection must be worn. An off-road or motocross helmet provides the greatest amount of protection to the face, with increased protection for the mouth and chin. Remember, a helmet and eye protection are required by Saskatchewan law when riding an ATV on public land and are always recommended. This slide includes different resources available that are helpful for demonstrating how helmets work and how to choose a helmet, and also different things about helmet safety in your community. Helmet fit and maintenance. The off-road vehicle safety helmet should fit snugly but not hurt or pinch. Your cheeks may be slightly squeezed. If the pressure is right, you shouldn't be able to chew gum when the helmet is on and the straps are done up correctly. Check your specific instruction booklet for more information. Make sure all straps are done up correctly on every ride. All helmets must be replaced after 5 years. The material that a helmet is made from degrades over time. Although a helmet may look the same as when you bought it, it will not necessarily protect the head and brain in the same way in the event of a crash. ATV helmets are meant to protect for only one impact. Replace helmets after a collision or if you find any dents or cracks on the helmet. Passenger safety. ATV seats are very large and wide. However, just because 2 people can fit on the ATV seat does not mean that the ATV is meant to carry a passenger. So know if your ATV is meant to carry a passenger. Never carry a passenger on an ATV that was designed for one person. Carrying passengers on an ATV that is not intended to carry passengers affects the balance and control of the vehicle, increasing the risk of rollover or a fall from the ATV. The driver of an ATV needs to be able to make whole body movements in order to control the vehicle. The large ATV seat is designed to accommodate this side-to-side or forward-to-backward movement. A passenger can restrict the driver's movement and change the dynamics of how the ATV handles. So take an approved training course. An ATV training course is recommended for operators of all ages. A safety course will help refresh skills for experienced ATV riders, as well as teach new skills for new riders. There are instructors throughout Saskatchewan who offer approved training courses. Look at the weather forecast and the trail conditions before you leave. Pay attention to hazards, people walking, animals, and other vehicles. Ride responsibly. Always ride at a safe speed that allows you to stay in control of the ATV and is safe for the conditions. Riding responsibly includes not riding after consuming alcohol or drugs. That contributes to your ability to pay attention to the hazards and operate your ATV in a safe manner. Report others who ride under the influence of substances. Operating an ATV while impaired is very dangerous to your safety as well as the safety of others around you. Operating an ATV while impaired is illegal. Operating an ATV in a way that's dangerous to the public and failing to remain at a collision, such as a hit and run, is also illegal. Have a plan and be prepared. Tell someone when and where you are going and when you expect to return. Know your route. Carry your cell phone or a GPS with you. It's also important to carry a first aid or emergency kit with a tow rope. What else would you carry with your emergency kit? Would you include things like bandages, ice packs, splints? There's all sorts of things that you can find listed. The goal is to have fun and reduce injuries and fatalities. Saskatchewan laws. Saskatchewan laws regulate who ATVs can be operated by and where ATVs can be operated. The All-Terrain Vehicles Act does not regulate the use of ATVs on private land that is owned or occupied by the operator or a member of the operator's immediate family. The ATV Act states that no person under the age of 16 years shall operate an all-terrain vehicle. This means you must be 16 years of age and hold a valid driver's license to operate an ATV on public land in Saskatchewan. However, youth between the ages of 12 and 15 can operate an ATV on public and private land if all three of the following conditions are in place. They are accompanied by a supervising rider. The supervising rider can be on the same ATV if it's designed to transport more than one passenger or riding a different ATV. They are supervised by someone who has held a driver's license continuously for the last 365 days. They have passed an approved ATV training course. Remember, it's not recommended that children under 16 years of age operate an ATV. No person shall operate an ATV on the traveled portion of a highway unless the specific municipality indicates a specific part of the highway, street, road, or crossing. It is illegal to operate an ATV while impaired by drugs or alcohol, even when doing so on private land. It is also illegal to ride in a manner that is dangerous to the public. These are criminal offenses that can result in criminal charges, seizure of the ATV, and the loss of a driver's license. If you are found operating an ATV on public land by police, you must provide proof of insurance. By law, every rider must wear an approved helmet and appropriate protective riding gear. Every person must comply with the ATV Act. Any person who authorizes or permits another person to operate an ATV is guilty of an offense against this act if that person violates the regulations. This means that if a parent allows the child to ride an ATV and the child has not passed an approved training course, the parent can receive the fine. The ATV Act can be found on the Government of Saskatchewan website. Although the ATV Act does not apply while on private land, either occupied by the ATV operator or a member of their immediate family, it is recommended that riders apply ATV Act laws to their private land. Some of the fines pertaining to the ATV Act include the following: failing to wear a helmet and eye protection, $60. Operating an all-terrain vehicle without a driver's license, $100. Operating an all-terrain vehicle without landowner's permission, $40. Exceeding unreasonable and safe speed, $100. Failing to yield the right-of-way, $100. And failing to maintain a safe following distance, $50. There are numerous ATV resources available related to ATV safety. Visit the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute website for all the resources listed.